Hey my beautiful people, it's your girl Tash, otherwise known as Unique Plum, and today we'll be doing a video on depression. So many of us know what depression is, and for those who don't, according to Webster's New American Dictionary, depression is a psychological disorder mainly caused by sadness. And now, although depression is basically sadness, it is much more than that. Depression is like when something stabs you several times in your heart and you cannot stop it. Depression is you're trying to think positively and always ending up thinking negatively. And people normally make fun and jokes of the people who are depressed, and that should not be so. And the main reason why is because depression is literally life and death. Because depression leads several people to suicide. If you look on what causes suicide, depression will be the number one on the charts. Now, what is depression to me? Depression to me is, as I said before, a life and death situation. Depression is like you're on a, let's say, a track field and they're running, trying to come in first, only to end up having a knee injury in the middle of a race. Right? Depression is like when you are trying to be happy. You see the happiness right in front of you and you're like trying to reach, going further and further towards it, only to realize that you're drifting further and further and further away. There's also like you're trying to get that O2, the oxygen, you're trying to breathe, but you can't. Instead, you're suffocating, you're getting that carbon dioxide, and it makes you feel like you're actually dying. You're trying to be happy, you're trying to be positive, you're trying to let in people, but you can't. And many of the persons who claim that they know us don't see it. And I, for one person, understand all of that because when I was in 11th grade, when something terrible had happened to me, I will be doing that in a story time shortly. But during that stage of my life, I became very depressed, and that depression leads me to be suicidal. And it's like I was not well living. It was like, why am I here? I don't see a purpose. Why am I here? If I die, everybody will be happy. And all of those negative thoughts came rushing in through my mind. And if it wasn't for my friends, literally, if it wasn't for my friends, I would not be here sitting down in front of you today, encouraging you as a depressed person or someone we know is depressed. Now, if you're not a depressed person, you will normally see depression as, oh, they are just using an excuse to be sad, and oh, they're using an excuse why to become suicidal or why to take their life, because it is not something that drastic for the person to stay sad or depressed about. But you're not walking in that person's shoes. You don't know what caused their depression. Maybe they lost a parent, and that parent was the only person in the world that loves them and show them what it is to be happy. And that parent or person just died right in front of them, murdered, or maybe cancer killed them, right? And also, people who don't know how it feels to be depressed are normally saying they're just using an excuse to be sad and excuse to push people away and to lock up in the house and don't do anything at all. When the truth of the matter is that persons who are depressed are constantly sad. They are constantly faced with negativity. They are constantly blaming themselves. They are constantly asking if they're even good enough to be here, to be around you guys, to be alive. And instead of bashing them and cursing them out and being all negative, be there for them. That's all everyone wants, is for somebody to be there for them. Yes, they are depressed because they have been going through something that either traumatized them or they lost someone and don't know how to overcome that sadness of loss. They are grieving and don't know how to come from that grief. So all we have to do is be there for them. Remind them that even though you went through what you went through, we are always here for you. We won't leave you alone. You're not alone in this. Even though you lost someone who is so close to you, remember that we are here for you. We are close to you. You have other people out there that is willing to make you happy again, that is willing to make you smile again. Because if we don't, and we don't encourage others and not being there for each other, it will lead to depression, which will lead to sadness, more sadness than the depression, some say sadness, but also it will lead to suicide. And when that person dies, we will not see them again unless you and them have been living the most holy, righteous life that God ordained you to live. You will not be seeing that person again. And it is a shocker to know that someone you love so dearly and someone you talk to almost every day suddenly take their own life because they were too sad or too depressed and you weren't there for them. And in that stage, you yourself will end up depressed yourself because you're saying, what if I was there for that person? If I was there just a second before she pulled that trigger, maybe, or a second before he cut his wrist, maybe he will still be here. So if you know of someone depressed, if your friends are depressed, be there for them. Because I remember I saw a friend status and I'm like, how come you're feeling this way and you did not tell me? Because you know I'll be there for you regardless of the situation. And you know what she said? She said that when she went to her friends that were closer to her, because I didn't live near her, she's like, they practically made fun of her and said that, oh, she can't get over it and she's just being dramatic and all those things. And I am there trying to cheer her up, and what she said broke me because she's like, I know that you'll always be there for me, but because of what others said, I can't believe that you will be there to help me through this. And I literally cried because regardless of what it is, I will always be there for her. All of my friends, all of my family, even you guys, if you want me to be there. If I cannot be there physically, just a text away from my social media, or phone call away, or email away. We need to help those who are in need and stop thinking about ourselves, because the world already have a lot of stuck-up people who think that people who are depressed and lower in status aren't worthy of their time. But we who are supposed to be human beings, who are supposed to look out for each other, need to be there for each other. So for all my persons, all my people, all my kings, all my queens who are depressed, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have a smile on your face at least twice every 2 hours. I'm not even going to say day. Everybody deserves to laugh and smile and be happy throughout the days. And not because you say maybe if you were there in time, that loved one close to you would be here. Maybe if you had a different family, you wouldn't be so traumatized. But it is not on you. It is on the person who caused it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to let your light shine. You deserve a place in this world, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have been here in the first place. So if you're still struggling, and you feel like there's no one there for you, just know that I am here for you, and you can contact me on my social media, which will be linked in the description box below. And without further ado, we have come to the end of this video, and I would like to say thank you for watching. I hope that you have been inspired, have been motivated. If you have been depressed when you watch this, I hope that you're not as so depressed as before, or you're not depressed again. But if you are, please contact me in my social media, and please remember to like and subscribe and share this video to encourage others also. Bye.